We are tracking a massive developing story that has completely taken over the entertainment industry and is currently dominating social media algorithms across the entire country. In the fast-paced world of reality television and modern music, securing a victory on a massive national stage is often just the beginning of an incredibly steep uphill battle. History is littered with the names of champions who captured our hearts for a single season, only to quietly fade into absolute obscurity the moment the confetti was swept off the floor. The public demands constant content, and the pressure to deliver a follow-up that eclipses a flawless debut is enough to break even the most seasoned performers. When you conquer the biggest and most recognizable singing competition in the United States, the entire world is watching your every single move, waiting with bated breath to see if the hype was genuinely real or simply a fleeting, manufactured television moment. Right now, we are analyzing the unprecedented return of a reigning champion who walked back into the blinding spotlight under the most intense scrutiny imaginable. The expectations were mathematically impossible to meet. The stakes were sky high, and absolutely nobody in the studio audience or watching from their living rooms was prepared for the masterclass in performance that was about to unfold on live television. To truly understand the gravity of this comeback, we have to look back at the historical context of his initial rise to absolute superstardom. Just a little over 12 months ago, this young, untested vocalist completely shattered network expectations and took the entire music industry by absolute storm. Securing a jaw-dropping and historic 26 million votes from the American public, he transformed from a complete unknown into an overnight national sensation, walking away with the ultimate television crown. Industry analysts and talent executives noted that his victory was not just a win, but a cultural reset for the franchise, pulling in viewership numbers that had not been seen in over a decade. Fans meticulously tracked his every move, poring over social media posts and interviewing producers, desperately wondering how he could possibly follow up such a monumental and career-defining finale. The pressure to drop a mainstream hit that somehow matched his undeniable, raw vocal talent was absolutely crushing. Record labels were reportedly fighting tooth and nail behind the scenes, offering massive contracts to capitalize on his skyrocketing fame. But rather than taking the traditional route of immediate overexposure, what happened behind closed doors over the next several months would keep the entire press corps and his dedicated millions of fans guessing. Instead of rushing out a generic, heavily produced pop track to immediately cash in on his television fame, the reigning superstar did the exact opposite of what every public relations firm would advise. He completely vanished from the public eye. The paparazzi could not find him. The morning talk shows could not book him, and he locked himself away in a private recording studio. Sources close to the artist revealed that he was pouring his absolute soul into crafting a deeply authentic sound that actually reflected his rich rhythm and blues roots, rather than bending to commercial pop demands. Whispers and unconfirmed rumors began circulating throughout Hollywood about a massive, heavily guarded secret project, leaving his dedicated and increasingly impatient fanbase desperate for any official answers. Finally, breaking months of absolute silence, on the very first day of May in 2026, he bypassed the traditional massive marketing campaigns and quietly unleashed a brand new, completely original track titled Perfect for Me. The song immediately skyrocketed up the streaming charts, proving that his strategic absence only made the public's demand grow stronger. And that critically acclaimed, surprise release brilliantly set the stage for an explosive and highly calculated live television moment. The internet officially reached a fever pitch when network executives released a primetime press statement confirming he would be returning to the legendary broadcast stage that launched his entire career. However, this was not just scheduled for any regular, run-of-the-mill results night. This was specifically orchestrated for the highly anticipated and heavily promoted class of 2006 reunion episode. The atmosphere outside the studio lot was described by our field reporters as absolutely electric, packed with a unique blend of heavy nostalgia and sky-high, unprecedented expectations. Scalped tickets for the live studio tapping were reportedly selling for thousands of dollars as industry insiders clamored to get a seat in the room. Millions of viewers across the nation tuned in, expecting a standard, polite celebratory ballad that returning champions typically deliver as a courtesy to the network. The stage was set, the dramatic lighting was cued, and the promotional commercial breaks hyped the moment to a monumental degree. But as the cameras began to roll and the live countdown clock hit zero, the massive television audience was about to witness a live television broadcast event that completely defied every single expectation placed upon it. When the backing track finally started echoing through the state-of-the-art studio monitors, the entire energy and atmosphere in the room shifted instantaneously. He did not simply stand behind the microphone stand and sing a polite tune. He actively commanded every single inch of that massive stage with the undeniable, polished swagger of a veteran industry icon. Belting out his fresh, complex rhythm and blues single, he proved in a matter of seconds that he had completely and permanently outgrown the restrictive label of a reality television contestant, delivering a series of intricate, breathless vocal runs that seemed almost scientifically impossible for a live, unedited broadcast. The sheer power, pitch-perfect control, and emotional depth in his voice sent literal shockwaves through the studio audience. Technical directors in the control room were reportedly scrambling to adjust the audio levels to capture the raw power he was outputting. Social media analytics platforms reported an immediate, massive spike in global traffic, with top trending hashtags dominating the platform before the first chorus was even finished. It was a flawless execution of technical prowess and raw entertainment. While the audience's reaction was deafening, it was the completely unscripted and visceral reactions from the legendary judging panel that truly broke the internet and created a viral sensation. You could practically hear a pin drop in the brief, stunned second before the massive, foundation-shaking applause erupted across the soundstage. Country music heavyweights Carrie Underwood and Bryan, who have seen thousands of performers cross that very stage, watched the monitor in pure, unadulterated disbelief, completely failing to hide their shock from the close-up cameras. Music royalty and industry, veteran Lionel Richie was visibly moved to his core, standing up in absolute awe, completely captivated by the masterful display of raw, unfiltered talent. Adding to the historical weight of the evening, iconic original judge Paula Abdul, who was sitting in as a special television guest for the reunion event, was left visibly stunned, her jaw quite literally dropped by the immense magnitude of the performance. The cameras captured the exact, undeniable moment when these seasoned industry veterans realized they were no longer judging a hopeful amateur seeking validation, but watching a peer and a global superstar firmly cementing his place in the industry. In the immediate hours following the broadcast, the post-show statistics and industry fallout painted a picture of absolute domination. That single, heavily scrutinized televised event did significantly more than just successfully promote a newly released single to the American public. It acted as a definitive, undeniable statement that immediately silenced any remaining media critics and proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that his massive initial victory the previous year was absolutely no fluke. Entertainment lawyers and booking agents were reportedly working overtime the very next morning as global tour demands skyrocketed. He took the intense, suffocating, and often career-destroying pressure of a sophomore television return and seamlessly turned it into an absolute masterclass in live performance and brand management. The transition from a nervous, hopeful auditioning to a commanding, powerhouse stage presence is already being documented by music historians as nothing short of legendary. This performance effectively built a permanent bridge between his reality television origins and a sustainable, critically respected career in the mainstream music business. As the dust finally settles on what media outlets are already calling the most impactful live television performance of the entire decade, the broader implications for the music industry are becoming incredibly clear. This was not a finale. This was the highly calculated, brilliantly executed launchpad for a massive new era in modern music. The sheer volume of digital downloads, streaming numbers, and sustained media coverage in the wake of the broadcast suggests that we are witnessing the birth of a generational talent who knows exactly how to navigate the complex modern media landscape. From the massive 26 million vote victory to this stunning, expectation-shattering return, the trajectory is moving straight upward with no signs of slowing down anytime soon. The only remaining question for industry insiders and the millions of fans watching at home is where he could possibly take his career next now that he has conquered the mountain twice. For the latest updates on this developing career and all your breaking entertainment news, keep it locked right here. I'm reporting live from Los Angeles, sending it back to you at the anchor desk.